What's going on, everybody? It's just me and Baggy tonight. Zod couldn't make it. So everybody say hi to Baggy. He's gonna be a special guest today. Today we're gonna be looking at why you should know that UPC barcodes are from the devil, according to this VHS tape from like however many years ago. And also we may be looking at some of you guys' fan submitted things on the Sedanza Gmail. And who knows? Maybe we'll get to a love dare as well. What do you think, Baggy? Are you excited for today?
Barcodes are the mark of the beast.
Thanks, Baggy. All that and more on Sedanza. Wow, it's odd. What a surprise. I thought you couldn't make it tonight and that Baggy was going to be filling in the spot. That's crazy.
I have a confession. I was here the whole time.
What?
Yeah, I was just right off screen holding the bag.
Wait a minute, hold on. If that was you off screen, then who did I just see? Oh no, I gotta go. No. Yeah, it's good stuff. I do like this comment from Jessica the Trans Metal Alchemist, who said, "Finally, you got rid of Zod, that dead weight, and the true Sedanza show has started." And I agree. Unfortunately, Zod is here tonight. Just kidding. It's not unfortunate. It's great. Zod, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Good.
Good. Had a day at work. I'm still employed.
Yeah, not a great day at work for you today, unfortunately. That's sad for you.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. The job I'm at now, a bad or annoying day is like better than a lot of days that I've had at other jobs, and better than a good day at teaching, I would say.
I hear you.
And yeah, I think I'm lucky for the job I have, so it's all good.
I hear you. Yeah, today, they did a thing at my work apparently, and I can't remember if I told this on the show. They found out that Thursdays are the busiest days at our work, which is crazy because I do the show on Thursdays and stuff, which isn't always great because sometimes I will literally like be working up until the moment I'm streaming sometimes if it's a real bad day. But today was actually okay. So maybe my bad day Thursday kind of like rubbed off on you, because usually my worst days of the week for work is Thursdays. I don't know. Just speculating.
It's all good.
Speaking of speculating,
I just got to say, I love Way to Humans comment. Dan, that was Baggy's turn to say to Sedanza.
That's true. I didn't know if there was a delay on your end or what was going on, because like you took a sec. Well, Baggy took a sec to say something. And I was like, maybe I should just say the thing, and so I just kind of improv'd it.
Oh, that was all good. I threw you for a loop. I did not tell Dan that Baggy is going to be on screen. So
he literally just threw it up there like 15 seconds before the show, and I was like, all right, we're rolling with it.
Yeah, I just like that people notice how we do things so much that they miss the little routine.
Oh yeah,
so, there we go.
Yeah, it's good. We sure do love our routines, I think. Speaking of routines, what's routine in our society is barcodes. Did you know that barcodes have been around for over 50 years now? It's about 50 years old. The UPC barcodes.
That's all?
Yeah, I know, right?
I would have thought it was more.
Well, they had other technologies, but the UPC barcodes that we use today are just over 50 years old. I recently learned this when watching a video from LGR. You ever watch LGR?
Love don't LGR. Think so.
LGR is just like, if you watch LGR, LGR is one of those guys who's like was like born to make YouTube videos. You know what I mean? It's just like he's a YouTuber through and through, and he makes good stuff about old techs. But anyway, I was watching an LGR video, and he made a video about a barcode scanner hardware that could be, plugged into your 90s computer or whatever. And, because he reviews like old tech and stuff. And in that video, he mentions this VHS tape of like old barcode technology. And I knew this was a thing. I've heard of this, that barcodes are somehow like the mark of the beast. Yeah. And he played a clip of it, and I was like, oh, we have to talk about this. So I found the original on YouTube, And so that's what I wanted to bring to the table today. This incredible piece of, I believe it's from 93, or maybe it's older than that actually, VHS material. Which actually I don't have it on the, wait, did you pull it up? Because I didn't pull it up yet. I should probably pull that thing up. Let me see here.
Yeah, barcode. The UPCs first started being commercially used in 1974. So
yeah, there you go.
51 years ago. All right. Sorry, what were you asking me to do?
Oh no, I was just, if you had the video up, because actually I didn't have it. I have it up now.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, UPC codes in 666. This is from 1994. And I saw a thing too. Wait, let me see if I can go to images on this.
And while you're doing that, I just got to bring up Dr. Ben's comment. Don't miss my special appearance on Holy Spirits this weekend.
Look at that, Ben. Just plugging away. You know, shout out to
Exactly.
Dr. Ben. I think I'm gonna hang out with him. Not this weekend, but next weekend, if he's coming to Austin. I'm not 100% sure. But what I'm trying to do here, okay, let me see if I can get a full, can I get like a full scale image of this? The reason what I'm trying to do is there is, okay, yeah, so they talk about barcodes on the back of this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a clean thing of this. Maybe maybe it shows up in the video. So the actual VHS tape does not have a barcode on it, which is really funny. But it's like dissecting the barcode on the back. Yeah, so this is a thing in case you haven't heard about it, you know, barcodes being of the devil. Here's another fun fact I learned about this. Did you know Hobby Lobby does not use barcodes at all? Did you know this?
I'm not sure if I knew it specifically, but it definitely rings true.
I did not know this. And the speculation is, of course, that, you know, they want to appeal to the evangelicals that think that, you know, barcodes are of the devil, which is great. But yeah, again, there was confusion to me as to why people would think this way. And this video is going to, I think, clear up some stuff for us. So we're about to take an educational look at this thing.
This takes me back because this was a big thing back in the day. Anything that was new, barcodes, credit cards, when they had debit cards where you swipe your debit card at the store and enter your PIN, all that stuff was like, oh, mark of the beast scare. I mean, what are you gonna do if you're a Christian if you're not gonna make a mark of the beast scare over everything?
Yeah, it's just like, again, like what's the worst that could happen? Like the barcode that your orange has is going to turn you evil? Like I just don't understand the mechanics of it. I just don't get it. I don't know what it means. But again, this video is going to clarify some things for us. So I guess I'll share my screen this time. Probably should have talked about that beforehand, but it's all good.
We did, remember?
Did we?
Yeah, you said you're going to do it.
Oh, I guess that implying that I had things ready. See, that's what you get for trusting me, Zod. But on that note, I do have things ready now. So let's see if everybody can hear stuff. I think we probably can. And we can play this little video. The purpose of this presentation is to warn people of what is shortly coming to pass in 1994.
Everything is shortly coming to pass.
Because our churches today are not doing so.
If there's one thing churches have failed to do is be hysterical enough.
That's right. Let me turn the volume.
Yeah, it's a bit loud compared to you. UPC
I love that.
code and 666.
With a gunshot sound. It says, beware the mark of the beast. I know that's kind of hard to read. Here we go. The lighting is great.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13.
Let's see if I can turn closed captions on. There we go.
Verse 18 tells us, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number, 666. Biblical scholars, who rarely agree on anything, do agree on the interpretation of this infamous number, 666, as an unmistakable reference to the Antichrist, Satan, or the beast.
See, okay, I don't think they do, actually. I think that's a lie.
You don't think they do?
I don't think they have an unmistakable reference. I don't think it's an unmistakable reference to the Antichrist or Satan, right? I'm pretty sure there's even some debate about that a little bit, right?
Okay, so I'm glad people in the chat are noticing the same thing I do, is that he says Revelations. It's bothering everybody else too, and that's like nails on a chalkboard to me. It's revelation, not revelations.
Yeah. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Or wait, is it the other way around? I don't know. It's the same vibes though.
I was reading the book of Genesis's.
Yeah. That one I can't remember the first time somebody corrected me on that, but I was an adult. And I grew up as a Christian. So I don't know what happened to me and why I didn't learn the right way, but yeah, revelation, not revelations, you know.
Kip David
why
says
is
no
Bible
Bible
suggest-
scholars unanimously agree that this is an unmistakable reference
Yes.
to Nero.
Thank you, Kip. Thank you, Kip, for the real talk there, because I'm just talking out my ass. I didn't think that was true.
And we also have a comment saying Grigory Gan, sorry if I don't know how to pronounce that right. My mother almost got us kicked out of Six Flags because we went to Six Flags on June 6, 2006. The wristband said 666.
Oh no. They're like, we gotta get out of here.
Sorry, you know what that reminds me of?
What's
Remember that book about warning your kids about the mark of the beast? And we did it a long time ago. It was a storybook about how Jesus is going to come back, and there's
that one. Yeah.
And at the end, they tell you to tell your kids to sign a contract saying they'll never take the mark of the beast.
Forgot about that. Yes,
that's the kind of historical bullshit that these parents would like. They would be training their kids. If you're at Six Flags and they ever tell you to take a.
That was so awesome. I love the idea of making kids sign contracts for things. like you're a kid going up to your dad being like, oh, like your dad catches you having sex or something, and it's like, wait a minute, you signed a contract that you would stay a virgin until marriage. How could you? Chris DeBlanc giving us another $10. Thank you so much. I say another. First $10 today, but he's given before. Thank you, Christopher, who's saying Revelation conspiracies was funny when it was just barcodes. Now that's become a political weight and motivation of cults and militia. It's horrifying with a smidgen of embarrassing. That is also true. I feel like it's mostly the Israel stuff though that comes up, right? A lot of people talking about Israel these days because of the prophecies associated with that.
I think it's always been I don't know. It's always been horrifying, and that stuff's always been in the background. I don't think this stuff has ever been benign. I think we're just seeing more of an open manifestation of the power of those groups.
Yeah.
Because they've always, those militias, I remember in church, they would push this all the time. And the same people who push this at church were also pushing for abortion laws and laws against gay rights and everything else. Like, it's always been in the works.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of always been there, but I mean, the Christian right is definitely, taken more of a, a bigger influence in our society recently.
Yeah, I didn't mean to like argue with Christopher's comment. I think it's definitely more pronounced now, and we're seeing the fruit of that come up in horrifying ways. But it's it's always been festering beneath the surface.
Yeah, I tried going back to this though, I tried to look at, because usually these kinds of videos always go back to a source. It's usually like the family, the Heritage Foundation, or like the family, what are they called?
Family Research Council?
Yeah, that one, the council. I couldn't find the origins of this at all. If somebody knows, let me know, because this is a very, very obscure sort of tape from what I could tell. Maybe if I got a clearer copy of like what the VHS sort of box looked like, I could find some more information, but I really couldn't find anything about this at all, and I'd be very curious to know. But anyway, let's
But this is run of the mill stuff in evangelical circles.
Oh yeah, for sure. We also need to watch. We need to watch that one. There's a Brazilian guy that talks about Pokemon being evil. We should watch that one too at some point.
Sorry, just real quick. There's a couple comments I wanted to. Grigory again. Never mind biblical historians. I think anyone who's picked up any book about the Bible except the Bible suspects Revelation is basically revenge porn against Rome. I think even just reading it, it's obviously revenge porn. That's totally what the book is, and I think it's pretty obviously a product of its time.
I mean, you say obvious. It's a weird book. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Regardless, I don't know. It's talk about like the 7 lamps. I remember that. You know, I remember like I don't know, like weird numbers and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll address the obsession with the number 7 this
Yeah.
coming Saturday on on Holy Spirits.
Hello.
But but as far as there is any kind of underlying current to it, it definitely is. We've been oppressed by these people, or they've been mean to us, and now horrible things are going to happen to them, and basically glorifying in it. I mean,
Right.
and then
Right.
Katie says, when are we going to start using the pet chip implants on humans? Sorry, I'm just in love with the chat tonight because there's so many people bringing up things that I remember from my childhood with all this stuff.
If anything, smartphones are the real thing to worry about because like that shit has my biometrics. You know what I mean? Like that's more connected to me than a barcode on my fucking Raisin brand, you know?
And you know how you access your phone?
Through my
You stick your thumb on it, so your hand, or
right,
you hold it up to your face, which is your
right,
forehead.
right,
So
your forehead where you have and it has an invisible tattoo on you when he does that through your camera that says
exactly.
666 and that Satan owns you and that you have to call him daddy. That's what the Bible told me. All right, let's keep going.
Does it take understanding to count a series of 3 identical numbers? Simply reading
That's
the
a
numbers
really good question.
666 requires no wisdom. Therefore, 666 must be a kind of code hidden from us, yet somehow demanding to be discovered. One of the goals of this presentation is to reveal, through a greater understanding of God's word, one example, one worldwide example of the way the number 666 and all this number implies has found its way into our daily lives.
I will say, if anybody tries to tell you that they're trying to get you a greater understanding of something, your red flag should be going off. There's a 95% chance that they're talking bullshit.
Yeah, it's a lot of his stuff is like sweeping generalizations, but also padded with these little qualifiers that we'll come upon one of them here. But that's one of my favorite verses of the Bible. Let's see. Oops. Yeah. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the like. How does that call for wisdom? That just sounds like stupid cryptic bullshit. Like
some math. What? Listen, math was some cryptic shit back in the day, though, right? Like you have to imagine they couldn't. Like half the people reading it probably couldn't do it, or at least, I mean, first of all, half people couldn't read, but like the ones who couldn't read probably also couldn't do the math. So maybe it was some magic going on for them.
But to me, this just reads as if you take people who would follow him or sit around in a small church in the middle of the sticks passing around conspiracy theories, it feels like this part of Revelation feels like it's directed at that version of, or that time's version of those people, right?
Yeah.
Like here's wisdom. We look in this number. It's like, okay, whatever.
I feel like at some point, if we ever do like a straight Bible read, which I think is a bad idea for a stream, by the way, I think that's a boring idea. But if we ever did do it, we should read Revelation because I feel like that would be the craziest thing to read. Because it goes from boring to what the fuck in like one verse. You know what I mean? Like that book of the Bible out of all the ones have definitely made me like take a second glance and be like, what am I supposed to get from this information? I don't know. Maybe it would be
maybe you've
fun
just realized how much wisdom you need to have.
right. I need more wisdom. I need to pray about it for sure.
Let's begin by examining the language of this passage more closely. As we know, the language of the Bible contains multiple layers of meaning.
Yeah, you got.
Is he going to do a forensic statement analysis?
Forensic statement analysis? Yeah.
Sorry, that just begged to be said because let's look at the language of this. He's going to look at the fucking English. I'm sorry. Let's really break down the English of this passage.
We got to look at I was about to say Hebrew. It's not Hebrew, but we got to look at the original coin, you know? I don't know. Some bullshit always.
Word count, as it's used here.
Oh yeah. He is going to talk about word count, which is great.
Implies much more than simple
arithmetic. I'll go back just a smidge.
As we know, the language of the Bible contains multiple layers of meaning. The word count, as it's used here, implies much more than simple arithmetic. For if the number 666 is a code, then it must be studied and deciphered, or if you will, counted by those of us who have or seek understanding. From
Wait,
the
hang on.
word
No, that's
counting,
objectively wrong.
Yeah, no, you think it's wrong?
It should be studied or deciphered, or in other words, counted. No, those are different words that mean
Those are
extremely
different
different
things.
things.
Yeah. Yeah, when they got Alan Turing to help like decode the Nazis, they didn't want him to count the codes. They want him to figure that shit out.
You're pouring over lines of like enemy transmissions. Like, yeah, I'm just over here counting until I can.
Yeah. I'm just doing a count. Yeah, that is really funny. It's like these I don't know. Again, even when I was a Christian, this kind of Christianity was always the dorkiest, dumbest kind of thing to me. I don't know who this was convincing to, but apparently a lot of people.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
Our church was
it's
filthy with this. We would have long
Yeah.
Wednesday night Bible studies where they would just put slides up and talk about all this end time stuff. And, you know, it could be 5 years from now, it could be 20. And
There was somebody at my church that thought the Large Hadron Collider had something to do with like the end of the world because of biblical prophecy and stuff.
that makes sense in that the collider is a thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an object that exists, so they're going to make it about Revelation.
Yeah, at least there's that.
I have to bring up the
okay.
AR did what I was about to do, and I decided not to.
Oh man. All right, let's see what he's got to say here.
we can infer multiple thinking processes. Recognition and identification, as in picking out similar items within a group. Enumerating, assigning a number and value to these items. And yes, simple arithmetic, adding the numbers to produce a result. So it's through counting, a deciphering process, that we are shown a path to greater understanding and the revelation of truth. Before going any further,
did he just admit? Did he just admit that he's going to approach these numbers from as many different ways as possible and pick the one that works? And
right.
That's exactly what he just said he's going to do.
Like a psychic doing a cold reading.
Yeah.
He's going to figure out the angle that works to tell this story, I think, which is really great. I'm no cold case detective. I'm no cryptographer, but I think that they would have something against this this methodology here. I don't think it's the best, but
by the way, side note, doesn't his setup look vaguely satanic or something?
It does look a little satanic. It looks like a film that the main characters in a horror movie would watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some creepy footage. Yeah.
Or like he's on a local late night show introducing a horror show or something like that.
Right. Yeah. And he doesn't have much. It's just a guy in a suit with some candles and a podium. That's all it takes.
He's making good use of the podium too.
Yeah, he really is. Oop, let's go back here.
Clear on one central point. We do not mean to suggest that the Universal Product Code, or UPC, is the mark of Satan, the mark of the beast. But through a process...
Spoiler alert,
lest you think we're crazy.
Yeah. He kind of does, though. I'm just putting it out there.
Research and discovery, we will present factual evidence that the groundwork for an Antichrist monetary system is being laid today.
That's awesome. I'm not saying these numbers are the mark of the beast. I'm saying that they are going to be used by the devil in the end times.
I'm just here to ask questions.
I'm just here to ask questions. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean this is the groundwork for the Antichrist monetary system? That sounds like it's related to the devil. I don't know, man.
I don't want you to think I'm one of those fucking crazy people who thinks all UPCs are of the devil.
Yeah.
But some UPCs are of the devil.
Yeah.
I take the measured some UPCs are of the devil approach to this topic.
If you're using it, that's fine. Love the sin or hate the sin is all I'm saying when it comes to using UPC codes. But they are going to lead you to hell if you keep using it. Through the multiple layers that we're going to look at this by. It's really great. I also love the choir just starting up here randomly for no reason. Really nice touch. And the little light of the cross on the Bible here. Good camera work.
Rochester Swift says, this is hilarious. These nitwits are predicting barcodes using this way for decades and it's still not happening.
Yeah.
Like Yeah, that's one thing that's super funny here. Some of the stuff he says is like, this stuff is all so far in the past at this point. This is all just common now, and still nobody's been told to put the mark of the beast on their head or forehead. Or sorry,
No,
it just sounds so dated because everything he says is new and spooky is just like life for us now.
well, it was also, I mean, this is 1994. It's not like barcodes were invented like the year before. Like they were
Yeah.
around for a bit. So I don't know why it was still being talked about in 1994, but apparently it was still enough of a worry that it was going to do something. I remember people talk about this in like credit cards. Credit cards were another thing
Yeah.
that I heard sometimes, so anything that has a number that you're assigned, I guess,
And or exists in the world.
Yeah,
it'll be connected to Revelation.
it's true.
And that the number 666 is one example of revelation.
Sorry, I need to go up to, I just can't. Can you imagine if you just went up to somebody at Walmart and you go up to buy a can of Red Bull and you're trying to use the self-checkout and you're like, excuse me, sir, can I buy this product without engaging in your antichrist monetary system? And just see how that works out. I don't know. I think it's great.
It probably would not be the first time they'd heard it.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably the first time they heard it that month, honestly, and for where I'm from at least.
Around the world and within your own home. Before we focus on the UPC issue, a little background study is called for, specifically on the subject of the mark of the beast.
It's good to know he's being methodical.
Of Revelations.
Right.
And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
That's what.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Now, obviously, that's talking about barcodes, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a very clear reading of that passage.
And there's three different things: the name, or the mark, or the number. I don't know. It feels like there's a little bit more here than most Christians even imply.
I mean, like, people still buy and sell services without the use of barcodes, like, at all, right? Like, it's not like it's required for every single monetary transaction, right? Also, it doesn't even have to be for monetary stuff. Like, you could use barcodes just to organize other things. I don't know.
I made all kinds of barcodes at my work because
yeah,
we have things that we use scanners for at our desks.
Right.
And I made a bunch of barcodes with common phrases to slow down the amount of time you spend typing just certain really common things. Like you can just make them online really easy.
Well, you can make them because you're an atheist and you're of the devil. So obviously that's black magic witchcraft that John of Patmos would not approve, I think.
Yeah. I love that. Sorry, wait, is a human. How doth a dragon spake?
How doth a dragon spake? Yeah, actually, wait, let me go back to that one. What the hell does that mean anyway? Let me see. Yeah, okay. Out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Like, we're talking dragon tales here. What does that mean?
I didn't even notice that before.
Yeah.
It's not, you pick, if you just listen to this without paying really close attention, you picture a dragon came out and talked. But no, it's like, it's not a dragon talking as you would assume a human does. It's like somebody came out and talked like a dragon.
Like a dragon.
We have a point of reference for how dragons talk.
Right.
We're supposed to apply to this.
Like, does he sound like Spyro? Like, what the fuck does he sound like? I don't know. My point of reference is pop culture stuff, but like they wouldn't have that. They'd be like, rah, 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 I guess. It'd just be like a real ass dragon.
Yeah, so he roared.
Yeah, he just roared. How do you know what a dragon speaks like, John of Patmos? I don't know. That's a weird. God, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like a trip. This is a drug trip. This book doesn't make any. Revelation is such a weird ass book. Anyway.
See, David's mind went the first place mine did. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Benedict. He sounds like Smaug.
A very fancy dragon is how he spake.
And two horns like a lamb. That's interesting.
Yeah, famously horned lambs.
Yeah, I was like, listen, I'm no expert Lambs don't have horns, right? That's not a
I'm
thing.
no
Maybe they
cold
do. It's
case
like,
detective, but I've never seen
Ro-
a horn with lamb or
wait,
lambs.
do lambs have like little tiny horns, right? Do lambs have horns?
I think
Is-
most horned
No,
animals get them as they
according
get
to
older.
AI overview, that's the real Antichrist, by the way. AI overview. No, lambs, which are baby sheep, do not typically have horns. Okay, yeah. Well, some sheep breeds have horns. I don't know. I'm gonna assume that's the translation thing because I'm
Yeah,
assuming
Kip
the authors.
Davis could tell us if we're leaning too hard on the English here.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's gonna be a translation thing. The dragon thing, though, okay, what the fuck's up with that? Because that's not great. Anyway, let's go back to where we were. Let's see. She read this stupid
name of the beast, or the number of his name. Who is this second beast?
Who is this?
Here, Revelations refers to the false prophet, Satan's forerunner, endowed with power by Satan to perform horrific acts. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in sight of the first beast.
Now, think about this, Sod. Bringing fire down upon men, right? What happened this past year with Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets? They went up into the sky and they exploded, bringing fire down in front of a bunch of people. I'm not saying Elon Musk is the forerunner to the devil, but we got to look at this at multiple layers. Okay, we gotta.
Yeah, you have to look at it from. Well, you have to do the counting. You have to do the code breaking, which is also counting. You have to do the analysis, which is counting.
Gotta do the analysis. I like the idea that you gotta do the analysis, which is counting. You gotta do the counting, which is counting. It's great.
He says this in a weird way. I'm sorry. Do you mind rewinding one more time? I don't want to
for sure.
belabor this too bad, but
those miracles which he had power to do in sight of the first beast. Deception, miracles. The false prophet works with smoke and mirrors to create illusions that mask the truth.
Can we go further back?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, let's go back.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I just misheard something.
Beast.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought he said do miracles inside of men, but he said in sight.
Doing miracles inside of men, huh? It's
Sounds
interesting.
Kinky.
All right, well,
go ahead. Sorry, that was all on me. Forget that happened. We'll cut that out of the stream later.
Right, we'll cut that out of the stream for sure.
The false prophet works with smoke and mirrors to create illusions that mask the truth. Look back to chapter 2 of Thessalonians. And the Antichrist deceives the whole world by Satan's power, signs, and lying wonders. We are shown a prophetic vision of the Antichrist in all.
When the Bible says that Satan deceives you, it's true because the Bible says it somewhere else also.
Right. I didn't pick up on this before you pointed out, but this man looks like he could be doing a stand-in for Satan right now. Like the vignette lighting is not. It's kind of an evil vibe, I think.
This looks like a Christian. This looks like if Christians were making a movie about some kind of satanic person, this would be that person.
Yeah, it's true. You're laughing about Thessalonians. It just made me think. I had a youth pastor, and his favorite made up book, whenever somebody would say something that they thought was of the Bible or would like pretend something was from the Bible, he'd say Thessalonians. He said, yeah, that's First Thessalonians. That was his go-to, which I think is a funny thing to say. But
Claspodicus, I think I said that right, says they heard the same thing too. So it's not just me.
There you go. Got to get that validation. And Sam got us right. Dude does look like Anton LaVey's cousin, right? That's true. Or like almost like Orson Welles almost. I'm getting a little bit of that vibe, but not like
badly aged Orson Welles.
Well, it's hard to tell with this grainy VHS footage, but yeah, maybe a little bit of that too.
His glory, a world of the future where Satan appears to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
His very image depicted on TV, in magazines, newspapers, in public places, in your own homes. An image that speaks, demanding by his law that you bow and worship his image. The Antichrist of the future setting a stage today for those who would be deceived.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. So where are these voices begging me to worship them in my house? What's going on there? I don't know.
I guess he who has wisdom, let him decode and count, and you'll.
Right. I need to do some more decoding. I think I need to do some more counting in my house. After this stream, I'm gonna be like, babe, we need to start counting things so that we can really understand what's going on in this house.
Suspect culpability's inside joke says, consult the Book of Fallopians.
That's a good one. I like that.
Mark, the name, the number on your right hand or forehead. A chilling prophecy, especially frightening to those who would choose to live in the darkness of ignorance. Recall Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, when God says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Is Revelation's prophecy coming true today?
There's one thing we don't abide in Christianity. It's a lack of knowledge.
It's a lack of knowledge. It's just, yeah. I love it when pastors are like, and here's what this random other story that has nothing to do with this says about what happened to these guys when it came to knowledge or whatever. It's like, okay, I think you like looked up the word knowledge in like not the bibliography, but like the with the glossary part of the Bible, you know, where it's the index, you know, it's like, oh, okay, and what where are all the verses that talk about knowledge? Oh, Hosea. Okay, well, bring this into the sermon. Like
it's almost if you scan an entire compilation of a culture's mythology, you'll find something that backs up what you want to say. Isn't that weird?
Right. I thought you were like gonna make a barcode joke. Almost if you scan these books.
Oh,
like barcodes. Gives you information. We can count the number of books. You know how many books there are? 66. What does that tell you?
Ooh.
Something about that. That's one number off from the.
Let he who has wisdom understand.
Right. I'm getting some understanding, I think.
Seems to suggest it. In the final days of this world order, is there any doubt that our buying and selling system will be conducted with a mark, with credit transactions rather than cash? Is it this path leads to destruction? Revelation chapter 14 provides one answer.
See, that part just reads awesome now. Like, who in the world uses cash now? Like, using cards is so normalized. This person's sitting here panicking about something that.
Yeah, back in '94, he was like, is there any doubt that we're going to keep continuing to use these systems? I mean, I guess he wasn't wrong in some sense, but also like, that's still kind of a first world thing, right? Like having a bank account and stuff. I don't know if everybody really has that, but sure.
Kip says it depends entirely on what canon you're reading.
Yeah. Then, I gotta wonder. You think? Oh yeah, that's true with the canon thing with the number of books. Well, I'll finish my comment after this.
Jessica says, "What happens when you have 6 copies of the Bible sitting on top of each other?" Let he who has wisdom decode that.
Oh my God! You put them in a little circle around you. You get a pentagram, right? Wait, no, pentagram's 5. I'm dumb. Never mind. You get a hexagram.
Clever said drug dealers use cash. That's a good point.
That's true. Drug dealers are of the devil, right?
So do dispensaries. So that means
dispensaries.
So I've heard.
What I was gonna say was, do you think this guy is still like not fucking with barcodes? Do you think like,
good point.
He's still around today? Like he's not that old, right? This was what 30 years ago. He's still around, gotta be, right? You think he's like, nah, I don't trust that shit.
I scan more barcodes in a day than most people are going to see in their life. Some days, I guess, but it's
I bet I guarantee you he has like a Facebook account and he believes like every single AI post that's out there.
We should try to look this guy up sometime.
Yeah. Well, I don't. He didn't say his name at the beginning, did he? I don't think he does.
And this is posted by like a channel that does it ironically, I think, or something.
Yeah. This is posted by again, it's hard to find information about this thing. I'm sure if I looked harder, I could find it, but like, it's just very.
But it would be interesting to see where he's at now, like what his online
the back. If I can at some point, I'll try to find a a better page that has the back cover of this, because it is kind of funny to look at, but there's not a lot of info on this. Anyway, we'll keep going.
And receives his mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, those who do so shall be damned for eternity.
The world economy is evolving. This music's fucking awesome, by the way. I feel like I'm playing Resident Evil 1 on the PlayStation. It's awesome. It's so good. Yeah, this is really intimidating text. The world economy is evolving, even though evolution is not real. Is the mark being tested today?
The day of a cashless society is fast approaching. Envision a world where cash transactions are virtually obsolete, where workers receive credits in place of dollars. If your job now pays you $5.35 an hour, that would translate to 5.35 hundredths of a credit an hour. A direct deposit system becomes mandatory for all.
If you literally just restate the mathematical expression of money and then use a different currency, then that's what this will be.
Well, the transition, the rate is, the market's really down right now in the credit sector. You should be putting your money in credits right now if you want to take advantage of the foreign credit market. You know, put your cash in that.
Someday, instead of 1.5 apples, the devil will give you 1.5 apples. Like, that's literally what he's doing.
And in yen, that's 3,500 yen. It just lists a conversion table. This made of, in Star Wars credits. It's, I don't know, it's ridiculous.
Payroll checks. Debit cards will replace credit cards. The very latest debit cards actually have a microcomputer chip built into them. Buying and selling transactions are done instantly. At the time of the transaction, when the card is scanned, the buyer's account is debited and the seller's account credited immediately.
That's not true, by the way. That's still like it. Yes, it on a functional level it is, but it still takes a few days for the bank to actually verify that stuff. They just do it for convenience for smaller transactions. Just
well,
FYI.
the devil's still working on his plan.
Right. That's true.
You see a connection between a debit card and the mark? Universal acceptance of the UPC is just one small example of our rapidly changing world economy. There is now new evidence to suggest that a marking system is being tested in new and different ways. In certain communities worldwide, there are eyewitness accounts of the mark seen on the hand and forehead being used today to transact business. For the purposes
number one,
bullshit.
This part's awesome because he's talking about like UPC codes, like people talk about Bigfoot. There's eyewitness accounts of some people just sticking that shit on their hands and their foreheads.
I love also how he says in certain communities worldwide. That's one of those qualifiers that I just loved.
Yeah.
All across the world in a couple specific places.
No, in one neighborhood in Saskatchewan, a guy got a barcode tattoo on his hand. And he's like, in certain communities, it's already happening. It's awesome.
Study, we will focus on the number 666 and its use in the Universal Product Code. Remember, the first step in counting the number 666 in the Universal Product Code is recognition and identification. In this design, which is used on 95% of all store products, breaking the code requires counting 4 sets of numbers. Our example here is an actual UPC taken from a grocery store package. Set number 1 represents the beginning, middle, and ending bar sets. Notice that unlike the other bar sets, no numeral appears underneath them. There is a reason for this that we'll get to soon. The second set of numbers can be thought of as a category number. It tells the computer where the item is located in the computer banks, so it can process the item scanned. The number is found in the next set of bars, toward the middle, on either side. Remember, this is a separate number unto itself. The third set represents the manufacturer's identification number. All products under a given company's name will carry the same number in the set number 3 position. Once the manufacturer's ID...
Isn't this just riveting stuff? It's really good. By the way, he's lying about some of this, and I'll talk about the parts he's not true about when it becomes relevant.
...is tabulated. The scanner looks to the right side of the code for the 4th set of numbers. This is the item number. Once the computer scans this number, it has recorded everything about the item and its history, including its price. The scan is complete, and in a matter of microseconds, the transaction made. We have broken the UPC down into its...
It's not. It doesn't record the price right then and there. The price is already recorded. First of all, also, the transaction doesn't happen when you scan the barcode. The transaction happens after you pay with the card. Like, why are we talking about this? You've been to a grocery store, sir. Why is this hard to understand? But yeah, there's some other stuff that's wrong about the way he's talking about some of the stuff. But I won't spoil it. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
Unless literally all any barcode does when you scan it is just inputs whatever letters or numbers are in there into a computer. That's all the processes happen in the computer, and he's saying it the way he's saying it is just totally off.
Yeah, it's very, very funny. I love it when people talk. One of my favorite genres of like vintage media is people talking about technology that don't understand it. There's like that one lady that's like, I don't know, I think it's on like a shopping channel, and she's advertising some computer hardware, and she's like, this has 500 megabytes. Can you believe it? 500 megabytes. That's the equivalent of 14 filing cabinets. And she goes like on and on and on about these 500 megabytes. It's like the funniest thing. I love that shit. But yeah, let's continue to see why this man is very wrong about how barcodes work.
Component parts, the first step in the counting process. Now we can examine how these parts are translated into single-digit numerals. Each UPC code uses 2 bar sets. Set number 1 translates into the numbers 0 through 9 and is used only on the left side of the UPC code. Look at the small 0 beside the 2 number 1s. Now look at the 2 bars above the 0.
Did he literally just tell us that the first set of numbers is always on the left?
Yes.
That's because of the direction in which we read. That's just a tautology.
That's just how we read things. Yeah, I know. It's really great. And again, it's like wow, you're doing a really good job of making this very interesting presentation, sir. I'm super thrilled at this information you've got to share. Really, it's really fascinating.
Bar set represents the number 0. Now look at the 5 bold numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 0. Then at bar set number 1. Examine how each of the numerals corresponds to a given bar set. Set number 2. A distinctly different set of bar designs also translates into the numbers 0 through 9, but is used only on the right side of the UPC design. Look at the numbers 80101 and follow the lines drawn from the numbers in bar set number 2 to the UPC below. Remember, UPC scanners first look for a string of numbers before the scan can begin. We are seeing
this is like really shitty Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, God, you couldn't have made this more boring if you tried. Maybe space it out a little bit more.
It hits that sweet spot of boring and wrong.
Yeah, it does. So basically, for those of you who nodded off and are kind of interested in how it works, the lines correspond with numbers. That's it. And in fact, it's the numbers that you see on the barcode. So now you know. There you go.
But the first set is always the same number. It never changes. It's always there. That number is 666. This
So here's why he's wrong. So there is a set of basically starting and ending code characters that lets the machine know this is where the numbers begin and this is where the numbers end. By the way, that's why they have a different line sets for the right side and the left side. It's so that you can scan it both ways and the computer knows what numbers to look at. The beginning and end parts kind of look like the number 6. They aren't the number 6 though. They're just the thing that tells the computer when to begin and to end. They're just the beginning and ending characters. So his argument here is that every single barcode has the number 666 on it, even though they don't actually translate to 6 at all. There's no computer system that recognizes it as a 6. It's just that the start character kind of looks like one. That's it.
There's no computer that recognizes them as 6.
Yeah, because it's not a number. The computer doesn't see it as a number. It's seeing it as this is where you start this line of numbers. You know, it's kind of like a period or an exclamation mark. It's just the end, the sequence. That's it. That's his argument.
Assuming they were 6s, is the devil going to make you take a mark of the beast that's 6s with a bunch of random gibberish numbers in the middle of them? Like,
yeah, that's another thing. So like, this isn't the number 666. This is the number like 6,112,000,000, you know, whatever that is, right? So the case is not great, but yeah, in case you wondered, why do people think barcodes are like the mark of the beast? This is part of the reason why. This is literally it. So very, very good stuff.
UPC design with 5 bold numbers on either side appears on 95% of all supermarket products. Other designs are also used, some with hyphens between numbers, but 666 appears on all of them. Look at the UPC codes on the products you have at home. You will quickly see that the number 6, derived from the second bar set, is used at the beginning, middle, and end of your sample UPC. Are all barcodes UPCs? Not necessarily. Inventory control codes, for example, do not use 666. And the reason is simple. Inventory control does not directly involve buying and selling. Remember, look.
Also not the reason why. So the numbers on the left side of the UPC codes are for the manufacturer, and the numbers on the right side are for the item of the manufacturer. Doesn't necessarily have to do with transactions. Again, you can work in a warehouse that scans barcodes and doesn't actually have any transactions take place. It's just to log an item in a computer system. But
I might be wrong, but isn't there at the very least a ton of overlap between inventory control and transaction for your barcodes? Like, it seems like in most cases, when you scan something to sell it to a customer, that's partly an inventory control process. Like, you need to show that that's going out of your inventory to the customer.
UPC is a specific kind. So it specifically was developed for supermarket stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not the same thing, basically, from what I understand. I'm not an expert on this, but I reluctantly became one in order for me to debunk this video. But yes, he immediately breaks his own argument because he's like, hey, are all barcodes like this? No. So yes, 95% of supermarkets use UPC or whatever. Yeah, because that's what it's for. UPCs are for supermarkets. Like, it's why it was made, and it doesn't affect other stuff. So if you work at the warehouse and you're in inventory, don't worry, you're safe. You're safe from the devil somehow. So very, very, very good stuff.
Can be deceiving. You can use this decoding process on virtually any product sold today.
That's right.
Learn to count the number 666 and teach the method to your friends. Then inform as many people as you can.
Hey guys,
learn to be that crazy asshole who finds 666 on everybody and tell other people about it.
Oh, you guys want to play the new Call of Duty this weekend? I got a better idea.
Let me
show
get
you
out a
guys.
barcode for you.
Let me show you guys a cool neat little trick I learned from a VHS I found at Goodwill. Anton LaVey's cousin taught me this one. Check it out. Let's go to your fridge. Marcus, open up your fridge.
But also, is this internal lore even consistent? Like, it doesn't say that the mark of the beast will be on the things you buy. It's supposed to be on you as a person, or you're supposed to use it to count your transactions or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense, does it?
I walk into a grocery store with nary a mark of a beast on me, but then I pick things up and they have the mark of the beast. This doesn't even feel like it heads in the direction of what he's saying.
Yeah, because you're not a crazy person and you think about this rationally. But yeah, like if you look at what the Bible verse that he just quoted, they said it's literally a mark that's going to be on people for transactions. And barring some people with certain tattoos, like nobody has UPC codes on their bodies, so it just doesn't really work as a thing. But he's like, no, UPCs are involved in transactions, so that's why it's important, I guess. I don't know. Very silly.
Family, friends, even your skeptical next door neighbor. Help them increase their awareness of the Antichrist system. Help them protect themselves from deception.
So that's another thing. He says help protect themselves from deception. Bitch, what are you protecting them from? What are we doing? Hey, all of your groceries have 666 on them. Okay. What am I supposed to do? I'll just peel the label off?
Yeah, carve off the UPC codes and throw them on the floor and demand to pay in cash.
Does that make it anti-satanic? Oh, let's scratch off the 6s and put 7s on there. That'll make it good. What am I supposed to do with this information? I don't know.
Chapter 4, verse 6 of Hosea sums it up best. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
AKA the verse he quoted earlier. That's it. That's the whole video. And look, we can get a copy of this if we write to Shepherd Ministries, which is again the most generic ass name. I guess you could look up that address, see if there's still.
Or you could go to shepherdministry.org, which I have up on my computer right now.
Oh shit! You already got that shit pulled up. Oh shit!
Yep.
Is
First off, let me show you something.
Oh yes, please do.
Okay, sorry, real quick. All right, I just got to transfer this over to the other screen.
Yeah, pull that shit up right now. We got to see. We'll listen to this banger music while you got it. Oh, okay. No, you had something to say.
You were wondering. You were wondering what this VHS looks like physically.
Yeah, no, I well, there's a picture that comes up on Google Images, but I can't really get a good because when I click on it, it just takes me to the video.
Oh, okay. So you didn't get a good. So you've seen this part.
Yeah, but the back of it's really funny because it's like him. There's no barcode on it, but there is like one in the middle because he's like trying to break it down, I guess. So it's like there is a mark of the beast technically, like on your product still, but.
And then here's Shepherd Ministries. It's Reverend John Shepherd is this guy.
Oh wow, that sounds like a fake name to do illicit business with.
Yeah,
I feel like.
The last thing I see on here is important. New writings from Reverend Shepherd on the Rapture.
Oh, yes.
July 2021.
Okay.
Could this be the date?
Good.
I'm not going to click here to download the document. I feel like I'm already deep enough into this for my.
Oh, I want to download some documents off of sketchy websites. What are you talking about? That's me every day, dude.
Reverend John Shepherd has been studying, teaching, and preaching on biblical prophecy for over 40 years. Throughout all his teachings, Reverend Shepherd strives to break through the deception of denominational doctrine to lay bare the truth of the Word of God and alert. All right.
Yeah,
Want
I
to
wanted
talk? Please send me your comments using this form.
Oh, come on, son. You know what we gotta do. Come on.
All right.
We gotta do it. Who's this from? Are we gonna put okay, you put okay. I was thinking we could put Brad Stein's name, but that works too. Zod Danza, okay, yeah. What's that field say? I can't even read it. Oh, that's the you're putting okay. All right, he's signing us up. What do we got? What should we Dear Mr. Shepherd, what, dear Mr. Reverend Dr. We should call him Mr. Reverend Dr. John Shepherd.
Dear,
there you go. Mr. Reverend Dr. John Shepherd.
I would like to bring to your attention.
I purchased your VHS at my local Goodwill.
I had the pleasure
yes.
That's of viewing your video. What is this titled again?
Of viewing your lecture. UPC
Oh, your
codes,
lecture. There you go.
UPC codes in 666.
And 666.
Yeah.
And I would like to inform you that those lines are not sixes and are not not a
okay, so you're doing the skeptic route. I was thinking we could do maybe the true believer route. Like, I've burned everything in my house that has a barcode on it or something. But this
ask if he's still scared of barcodes.
Yes. Can I, yeah, maybe we do that. I want to know how many barcodes are in your house right now.
And I'm curious, given the many obvious advances in the way items are inventoried and purchased,
inventory system technologies,
are you still spooked by archaic technology like UPC codes? You think that's good?
Parentheses UPC codes. There's this verse in Hosea that talks about lack of knowledge.
Sincerely, Zod and Dan of Zadanza.
That's great. I hope he writes his back.
P.S. We did a show about your video.
Don't. No. I mean, I don't know. You can if you want. Fuck it. I don't care.
Are you sure? I don't want to put you on the spot for anything.
Go for it. Look, we spread the word. We spread the gospel today about his lecture series.
One wild dude. Should we go for it?
Oh, heck yeah.
Does this dance a show? Is that the way it is with like no periods or anything?
I love how we both are not 100% sure. I think that's what it is. Yeah, there's no period. Periods don't matter in emails, by the way. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah, they don't matter.
Oh, it's just the Danja show. Oops, not the.
Yeah, you're right. It's just it's a show. Anyway,
I was thinking of my Mr. Zod one had of the on it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're not going to hear back from this guy, but hey, let's send this out and see what happens.
Chat, I promise you, if we hear back from him, we will let you know. Okay. That's great. I love this tradition that we seem to have of every weird ass website. If you find that has a comment section, like, it's usually me, but we will comment. We got to do it.
Are you? I don't mean to put you on the spot. Are you 100% comfortable with me putting this out here?
Zon, is the rapture coming soon?
So you're not comfortable. Okay.
No, I'm saying put that shit in there.
All right, let's go.
Go for it, bud. Hell yeah. You're overthinking it. If it were me, I would have done this 3 minutes ago already. Sweet. I hope this is the right, Shepherd, this could not be the right same guy. You understand that, right? We may have just gotten a random guy. Like, Shepherd Ministries is not the most unique sounding thing in the world. They're currently on the
No,
show.
I'm pretty sure this is the same one though.
You think so?
Yeah, they said John Shepard is the guy who did those videos, and this sounds like the same type of person. Maybe I'm wrong.
Did he say John Shepard in the video? I don't remember that.
No, when I looked it up, I was looking
Okay.
some of this up while we were watching. But I'm a little disappointed because all we have here is a little
John
website
Shepard.
where it has some important writings and then like links to books and stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome to my new website. Who still puts welcome to my website? Is this 1990?
I love that. Leave a comment on the web zone, baby. Oh, now I kind of want to look at this guy's website. I feel like he has some important information that he needs to share with us.
All right, you want me to click on this?
Oh yeah, just click on some random links, bud.
Important new writings.
Can you zoom? Can you
oh, these are just documents. I don't want to
Oh.
start opening his documents.
Oh man.
See, what I was hoping here, I'll close this out. You can bring it up and do whatever you want on your own computer.
All right. The information the information superhighway. That's true, Jessica. That's true. It is the information superhighway. Yes, sign our guest book. That was a thing too. People making you do that. I love it. Let's bring that back.
It was missing a MIDI. That needed more MIDI.
If we have a website for Zadanza, can we have a guest book on there and also have a MIDI for like
Sure.
forcibly play? Sick.
Dun, 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 dun.
Do they even allow
No.
that on modern browsers anymore? I'm pretty sure they
I
block
don't
that
know.
shit. We'll find
We
a
just
way.
have a MIDI style song. Well, they didn't even automatically produce sound. We're going too far down. This
Yeah, we're
path.
getting in the weeds.
But I was really hoping this guy would be like one of those people who just have tons of crazy rants about everything
Yeah.
posted on. But he's not like that.
No, he's more put together than that. You're
Yeah.
disrespecting Dr. Reverend John Shepard's acumen. Okay, he's got.
I was hoping
standards.
something like the washing machine guy or something like that. That he had that kind of
Right.
super chat from Jessica. Fantastic live stream. See you next week. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, I did find another weird website called spyscape.com. This is talking about barcodes. Oh, this looks cool. No, maybe in a different time. I don't know. There's so many weird websites out there with all kinds of stuff. But we got about 20 minutes left. You want to do a love dare? Or
I'm always up for a love dare.
okay, great. We did have some good fan submitted stuff. Maybe we can get to that at a different time.
We haven't really had time to look through them though and think about how we wanted to do them.
That's true. I covered. Hopefully you guys are now more informed about the barcodes around you. Again, my favorite part about that whole thing is there's no actionable items at the end of that. There's no call to action. What do you do? It's just okay. It has 666 on it.
No, there was an action item. It was go tell everybody about this.
Yeah, tell everybody. You tell everybody how to count and how to read barcodes. Amazing.
All right. So last week's dare was believe the best.
Mm-hmm.
So like there were the two rooms. Don't spend time in the shitty room.
Don't spend time in the shitty room. Yes.
Good rooms.
Only go to good rooms.
Day 8 is love is not jealous.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, we get one from the Spicy Book of Song of Solomon.
Ooh, okay.
From Song of Solomon.
Hang on. Is this safe for work, Zod? Is this safe for YouTube? Getting Song of Solomon on here. It's a little spicy.
Love is as strong as death. Its jealousy unyielding as the grave.
Wow.
It burns like blazing fire.
Hell yeah. All right. That's cool. I'd scan a barcode to that.
Jealousy is one of the strongest desires known to man. Oh, please share your insights.
Right.
Oh, here are insights.
Yeah, here they come.
It comes from the root word for zeal, which means to burn with intense fire.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
The scripture pointedly says, wrath is fierce and anger is a flood, but who can stand before jealousy? All right.
Jesus. I'm going to go with Jesus. Jesus for 500, Alex.
There are actually two forms. So he says there's two forms of jealousy. How much do you want to bet he just gets this dead wrong?
Okay. I haven't heard the 2 forms of jealousy theory, but I'm interested. Let's see.
A legitimate jealousy based upon love and an
Oh.
illegitimate jealousy based upon envy.
I have questions. I guess that you have to say this because there's that one verse in the, well, I guess there's a couple verses, right? Or is it just the one where they say like God is jealous or whatever, right? So you have to be like, oh, he has the good kind.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everybody else has the bad kind, right? Something like
Yeah,
that,
I
maybe.
guess so.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think it's also probably supposed to apply to relationships and stuff. Like it's right to be jealous to some extent. I don't know. They use it to justify all kinds of things.
Eh,
But yeah, I don't think
yeah.
that's how jealousy works. I don't think any version of jealousy is based on love, right?
Yeah, like, isn't that the whole point of why poly people are like, hey, if you conquer your jealousy, you can have like amazing relationships with like multiple people and like, be fulfilled in that. Like, isn't that the whole point? Is to get rid of that? I don't know, but I guess
Yeah.
I guess this writer wouldn't really care what a poly person has to say about that.
If there was a distinction between like jealousy and envy, the way I've heard it put is jealousy is um, a feeling of like being possessive over something that you believe is yours or that is yours, and
Mm.
envy is wanting something that belongs to something else. I don't think there's a legitimate or like a good division between legitimate jealousy and illegitimate jealousy. That feels
Yes,
very
that's
very
a
twisted.
very interesting distinction.
Legitimate jealousy sparks when someone you love who belongs to you turns his or her heart away and replaces you with someone else.
Whoa. Damn.
That is that's
Book author, are you
that's a
okay? Who hurt you?
that feels like a dangerous blank check to write for your audience.
So
If
he's literally saying if somebody turns you down, you have a right to be jealous. Like if somebody rejects you, basically.
when it says they belong to you, which that's problematic language right there to
Yeah.
begin with. But basically, I think if you're in an established relationship and they turn away, presumably marriage, and
But does he
replaces you with
say
someone else,
established relationship though? I feel like this is kind of an incel thing where it's like, oh, women, these women, they deserve you deserve these women's attentions.
I have a
Almost.
feeling it's supposed to be understood that this is someone you're like with, but
Yeah.
they leave the door cracked open there for the
Hmm.
incels.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that is a strangely open-ended and permissive sentence right there. Like number one, that it's automatically legitimate if you're jealous because somebody turns away from you to someone else. I think there's a lot of context there that needs to be taken into account, and I think someone who the idea that someone belongs to you, that feeling of possession is very strong in the whole sentiment here.
Yeah. It seems like it's only going to hurt you if you have any
Yeah.
kind of jealousy. I don't know if there is a good, I mean, like maybe, like you said, like maybe some kinds of envy. Some people say like envy makes you ambitious, right? Because like you want things that other people have. And that always was kind of weird to me, but I guess I can understand the logic of that. But when it comes to, like people, like that's
Yeah.
kind of a different story. I don't know.
Yeah, Hollyhock that says this is definitely written to men, and I feel like this is
Yeah.
definitely a very strong. That, and for those who haven't read this before, we cover this, and I don't want to retread too much of it. But this is definitely it's written as if, in theory, it's written for men and women, but it definitely feels very men centered, and it seems like this is targeted at an audience of men who have tried to control women within an authoritarian church environment. And it's not working out well, and this whole possessive language seems to line up with that.
Yeah.
Erica asked to read it again, so I'll read the sentence one more time. Legitimate jealousy sparks when someone you love, who belongs to you, turns his or her heart away and replaces you with someone else.
Huh. Who belongs to you, huh? I can't believe that bitch Karen got a divorce with me and with that grocery store manager out. You know, she belonged to me. That's the vibe I'm getting from that.
Even if you were straight up married to the other person, if they leave feeling like just telling people open ended, whatever feeling of jealousy you're having is justified, it doesn't seem like a super long path from that to things you do and ways you talk and behave are justified too.
Yeah.
I don't know about all this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If a wife has an affair and gives herself to another
Oh,
person,
there you go.
her husband may have a justified jealous anger because of his love for her. He is longing to have back what is rightfully his.
Um, um, Bud, pal, you can be hurt because your trust was like invalidated, right? Like you trust this person and you trust that you had a particular kind of relationship with them. I don't think it's because you fucking own them. Like this isn't 1856 anymore, okay? Like we fought over that, and you can't do that anymore. At least in the US, the whole owning people thing.
Stratahawk says so wives are property, but to make it clear, it says a man or woman. So, all even Steven.
Yeah, although he does
there's no insinuations. And it does specifically say the woman
specifically
cheating.
say if a woman cheats on you, yeah. So this brings up the question: if a man cheats on the woman, does the woman own the man? Is that her property? Does she have a right to that? Because I feel like the book doesn't entirely.
I feel like they're writing a lot of insinuation covered by ambiguity in this chapter so far.
Right.
Also, yeah, you can be hurt, and I think it's legitimate to be angry with a person if they had an understanding with you and broke that.
Yeah,
I think that's totally fine.
absolutely.
But if a person comes up to you and says, "Hey, this isn't working out. I think we need to go our own ways," and then they give themselves over to someone else, they haven't done anything wrong. They just honestly terminated the relationship with you.
Yeah. If my wife has an affair, I'm not gonna be mad or upset because I own her. I'm gonna be upset because she violated my trust. That's really what it is. But yeah, it's very strange.
It mentions an affair, but the boundaries they draw here and the way they express it in these vaguely expressed terms of ownership, that doesn't even really leave the door open for the person to come up to you and openly ask for a divorce and then go, you still have legitimate feelings of jealousy.
Well, yeah, I guess again, divorce isn't an option in this book, right? So
Yeah.
you do own them. You made a contract.
And
Just like
in
that contract those kids made when they, said they weren't going to be possessed by the devil. I forget what that thing was about. Whatever. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
But I mean, it could even be legitimate if somebody left you and like openly and honestly asked for a divorce. It could be legitimate to have feelings inside you that are jealous and are hurt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a difference between legitimacy and that's a normal thing to feel, and telling people that it's legitimate in that feeling is an expression of something that you should be able to expect to continue with that other person, or a way you should be able to restrain them. Yeah. And the lack of clarity on that question and insinuation to the opposite is pretty rough.
Yeah.
I mean, we're belaboring the obvious here. It's just really blowing my mind. The Bible describes God as having this kind of righteous.
There you go. The righteous jealousy.
Righteous jealousy for his people. It's not that he is envious of us, wishing that he had what we have, since he already owns everything. Yeah, so this analogy goes straight to ownership.
Landlord.
So, yeah.
Right. Or a slave owner. Sorry.
It's that he deeply longs for us, desiring for us to keep him as our first love. He doesn't want us to let anything take precedent over him in our hearts. The Bible warns us not to worship anything but him, because the Lord your God is a consuming fire, a jealous God, Deuteronomy 4:24. With this established, we will shift our focus to the illegitimate kind of jealousy that is in opposition to love, the one that is rooted in selfishness. This is to be jealous of someone, to be moved with envy.
Okay, so going back a second here. So, God being jealous and all, not to put too fine a point on this. We've probably made some variation of a commentary on this in the past. But in this book's conception of jealousy, it's because you rightfully own something that you don't have. So is he saying that God owns us and we're not worshiping him, even though he rightfully belongs to that? But doesn't that kind of violate free will? Are we supposed to have our own sort of a thing there, but it says there's going to be punishment if we don't. So it kind of feels like it's not really that free.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of feels like it's not.
The Bible uses a lot of strangely marriage-like and even sexual imagery to describe God's jealousy of people. I think specifically in Hosea, but
we are the bride of Christ.
Yeah,
as it were. Mm-hmm.
Do you struggle with being jealous of others? Your friend is more popular, so you feel hatred towards her. Your coworker gets the promotion, so you can't sleep that night. He may have done nothing wrong, but you became bitter because of his success. It has been said that people are fine with your succeeding just as long as it is not more than theirs.
That's
jealousy.
A weird sentence.
Yeah. That is weird. That doesn't even make a lot of semantic sense.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I think with your success would have made more, but I'm belaboring. Jealousy.
You're like trying to rewrite it.
Yeah. I'll send this back filled with
notes. Put your notes in there and then we can send it back. Maybe if they have a website, we can leave a comment.
Jealousy is a common struggle. It is sparked when someone else upstages you and gets something you want. This can be very painful depending on how selfish you are. Instead of congratulating them, you fume in anger and think ill of them. If you're not careful, jealousy slithers like a viper into your heart and strikes your motivations and relationships. That is the most evangelical attempt at poetry I've ever heard.
Right. Slithers like a snake. It's Randy Orton slithering in. Yeah.
It can poison you from living the life of love God intended.
But what about the righteous jealousy, though? Because, like, again, we've established a case that there is a righteous jealousy. So, like, what if I did deserve that promotion? That did rightfully belong to me. Is that not conceivable in this worldview?
Yeah, that's possible. But that most of what he's talking about relates to another person, right? Not to the thing that you think should be yours.
Sure.
And I feel like the big thing I'm catching is that first page was all just a preface, right?
Okay.
So this is all legitimate. You thinking that she should never be able to leave you. Yes, that is legitimate jealousy. Now we're going to talk about the bad kind. But he's not even distinguishing between a bad form of jealousy where you're being too controlling of another person. He's not even addressing any bad form of that I'm seeing so far. The only distinction seems to be a possession or a thing where you're jealous that somebody got something you wanted, not where you're jealous of somebody else's role in your life. Does that make sense? Like,
I think you're giving it too much credit, but yes, I think it does. Like, that's not, I need this text to be more clear. I need it to spell it out to me more, because I will be that guy that pokes holes and underlines things and writes notes and this doesn't.
What I mean is, he already said there's a legitimate form of being jealous of somebody you love doing something. He's not even saying there's any illegitimate form of that. It's only the only illegitimate form he acknowledges is you got something I want, and so I'm mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he just glossed over a lot. I don't know.
What if my wife gets a promotion that I wanted? Now we're playing with fire because she's my property and I deserve her promotions. Therefore,
really, you got that promotion.
Really, I got that promotion. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Zod. Really, I deserve that promotion. I agree.
Like, if my hand's holding this cup, does my hand own the cup or do I?
Ooh, wow. A little Aristotle over here. It's crazy.
All right, we got to power through this. If you don't diffuse your anger by learning to love others, you may eventually begin plotting against them. You might even engage in some light schism. That's not in the book. That's not in the book.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. You had me for a second.
I just can't let go of the fact that Brad Stein accused somebody of schism.
Schism, bro. Schism. That was so good. What a good
The Bible
chapter.
says that envy leads to fighting, quarreling, and every evil thing. James, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
There is a string of violent jealousy seen throughout Scripture. It caused the first murder when Cain despised God's acceptance of his brother's offering.
True.
Sarah sent away her handmaiden because Hagar could bear children, whereas Sarah could not. Yeah, that's the lesson we want to take away from
those damn
impregnating your slave.
Yeah.
Joseph's brothers.
That's not the lesson, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Joseph's brothers saw he was their father's favorite, so they threw him in a pit and sold him as a slave. Jesus was more loving, powerful, and popular than the chief priests, so they envied him and plotted his betrayal and crucifixion. Yeah, I feel like I really did gloss over the fact that there's legitimate jealousy, but your husband boning a slave and making babies with her, that's not legitimate jealousy of all things, dude.
Right. Yeah. Because he should have the right. I do love that interpretation of Jesus, by the way. Which is I don't think I've really talked about it on here too much, but it's this idea of Jesus was just such a cool guy that everybody was just really jealous of him. And that's why they killed him with the stake.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a funny way to interpret the life of Jesus. Like, oh man, he was just so cool, you guys. He was just doing like really great stuff,
That's a formula of the Bible. Is he owns everybody so bad in every argument that they walk away kicking rocks or like start plotting how to kill him. Like,
made him look bad. Yeah.
All right. You don't usually get jealous of disconnected strangers. The ones you're tempted to be jealous of are primarily in the same arena with you. They work in your office, play in your league, run in your circles, ... or live in your house.
Oh, no. This brings us to this comment from Sam Guy, who says, that's why your wife shouldn't work outside of the home, Dan, which is true.
Yeah,
it's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, we've always been skeptical of religion, but this book is teaching us some really good stuff.
Can you imagine? Hi, I just wanted to write in. We're two atheists, and we just love the advice that your book gives. Really insightful stuff.
We were
have you
left
heard
as
about
non-believers.
barcodes?
we were left as non-believers until your book red pilled us.
Right. Now we're MAGA. Now we post on the Red Pill subreddit every day, and we're talking about your book and how it changed us.
Yes. If you aren't careful, jealousy can also inflict your marriage. Sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
He's conflating a lot of things here. I feel like when you were married, you were given the role of becoming your spouse's biggest cheerleader and the captain of his or her fan club. His or her.
Well, hang on. Read that one off for me one more time real quick, just so I understand.
Sure. When you were married, you were given the role of becoming your spouse's biggest cheerleader and the captain of his or her fan club.
Okay. All right. Okay. I thought he was saying only the... Okay, I misinterpreted that entirely. Go ahead. I thought he was doing a misogynist thing, but he did say his or her at the end there. So yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind.
All the misogyny was purely implied. We cannot semantically pin him down to it.
That was the subtext. There's layers. Okay, yeah. we have to count them to know.
There's the his and hers, and then there's the what he obviously meant.
Right.
Both of you became one and were to share in the enjoyment of each other. But if selfishness rules, any good things happening to only one of you can be a catalyst for envy rather than congratulations.
Yep.
He may be enjoying golf on the weekend while she stays home cleaning the house. He boasts to her about shooting a great score, and she feels like shooting him. God damn it.
Oh, buddy, you know that dynamic. Classic.
Or perhaps she is constantly invited to go out with friends while he is left home with a dog. Okay. Did the dog make things worse?
Yeah.
If he's not careful, he can resent her popularity. Because love is not selfish and puts others first, it refuses to let jealousy in. It leads you to celebrate the successes of your spouse rather than resenting them. A loving husband doesn't mind his wife being better at something, having more fun, or getting more applause. He sees her as completing him, not competing with him.
So I thought what he was trying to say there at first was like, oh, and if she goes out and like sees another guy and like gets jealous, but no, the husband is mad in that scenario because she's more popular than him.
Yeah.
Like presumably if you're married, you probably have like very similar friend groups. Like they probably know both of you. Maybe not true for everybody, but like that's a very weird thing. I feel like
this is what I was saying. We're starting page 2. He's basically setting up a boundary where everything where you're upset because of what your wife does and what that might mean relationally, That's
Yeah.
legitimate jealousy. If she glances another man, or she's out to lunch with some guy from work, that whatever you're feeling, that's legitimate jealousy. Illegitimate is just if she has something you want.
If she has friends and you don't
Yeah.
have any friends and you're a
Yeah.
loser at home with your dog, like that's no okay. He's like that's a you problem, I guess. Man, that's funny.
When he receives praise, he publicly thanks her for her support in aiding his own success. He refuses to brag in a way that may cause her to resent him.
My
A
wife
loving
has
wife.
lots of friends, and I'm super jazzed about it. So that's what I'm, need to tell people.
I hope none of them are boys, because that would be legitimate jealousy.
None of them are boys, of course, all girls. But
okay.
sure. Hey, I spent some time with a dog this weekend. It's really great.
None of them are those girls that like other girls, are they? Because that'd be legitimate jealousy too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Gotta watch out for them these days.
Can't have any of that.
Nobody clip that. We were being sarcastic, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. The loving wife will be the first to cheer for him when he wins, blah, blah. He's really stretching this last part out. She does not compare her weaknesses to his strengths. She throws a celebration, not a pity party. He tries way too hard just to be a wordsmith, and it sounds like the most churchy basic thing possible.
Yeah, he does say like the same thing 3 times and then moves on to more sentences and says the same thing 3 times again.
It is time to let love, humility, and gratefulness destroy any jealousy that springs up in your heart. It is time to let your mate's successes draw you closer together and give you greater opportunities to show genuine love.
Cool.
So that's perfectly, I'd say the last 2/3 of this are okay-ish.
Yeah.
In that you shouldn't be building up resentment toward your wife if you feel like, or husband or whatever, if you feel like you do more for them, or you do more of the housework, or they have more fun with friends or whatever. You can sit there and, get all worked up about that and build up resentment. But this feels a lot like the last chapter. But what really, I think, spoiled this book, and tell me if I'm wrong, this might just be me, was the first part where he just wrote a blank check for any kind of relational jealousy.
Yeah.
That cast a pall over the rest of this chapter.
That kind of like made the rest not very good because it didn't seem that well thought out. He gave a pretty open qualifier for legit jealousy. And made the like the opposite scenario, like the non-legit jealousy, like scenarios that don't exist, like being jealous that your wife has more friends than you and goes out more. Like I don't think that's a thing that happens. If it does happen, it's not very often. I don't know.
Or it's very rare stuff, which I don't think most of the time you're jealous of your spouse just having things you want.
Yeah.
Unless this is just a reiteration of being resentful because you feel like you're carrying more than your weight or something like that. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So he zeroed in on a rare form of jealousy, or a form of jealousy that's just other kinds of resentment. And then basically told the dude, because let's be real, this is about the guy most of the time. If you're parked across the street plotting your revenge while you're watching her somewhere, or stalking her or whatever,
right,
that's all legitimate. And I feel like maybe something more should have been said about the boundaries of that. Oh.
Yeah, if this is a point to talk about men and women differently, this is where the guy should like be more strongly condemning towards men, because you're right.
Yeah.
Like in most, again, it's always exceptions to the rule, but it's usually the guy you got to be afraid of in these kinds of situations. Like, if someone's going to be violent on somebody, it's probably going to be the guy. Again, it varies, but it's like that's kind of the pattern, in a lot of these kinds of relationships.
And that doesn't pair well with the fact that this is like connected to a movie where a guy was like screaming in the face of a woman, looking like he was about to get a little slappy,
right,
and was like physically beating his computer outside. Like, not a good look together, and I feel like not really encouraging a great mentality.
Right, and if I recall, that's because she was hanging out with her friends too much, I think, in that movie. So
I don't know. And also he wanted a boat and she just wanted a stupid wheelchair for her parents or something.
Right. He wanted to play golf on the weekend. She wanted to buy medical devices for her family. They're both the same.
All right. Today's dare. We got to blow through this.
Yes.
Determined to become your spouse's biggest fan and reject any thoughts of jealousy. To help you set your heart on your spouse and focus on their achievements, take yesterday's list of negative attributes and discreetly burn it. Okay. Then share with your spouse how glad you are about a success he or she recently enjoyed. All right.
Yeah.
Questions for this one. How hard was it to destroy the list? What are some positive experiences you can celebrate in the life of your mate? Blah, blah, blah. All right.
Yeah. I say that I think I've talked about this before. My wife makes more money than I do at her job. And the amount of guys I've heard in my life that have made comments about if like, oh, could you ever date a woman or be with a woman that makes more money? It's like 90% of the time I've heard it's like, no, absolutely not. Like I can't. And that's kind of a jealousy thing. I think that, you know, that's an example somebody could mention. That's a scenario like, oh, is it because you need to be controlling over your spouse and finances are a way to control another person in a relationship? I don't know. Like that's a real ass fucking example and not like your wife has more friends and you're jealous. I don't know. Again, I'm spitballing here, but every time, Zod, it's like we can always think of better ways to write the shit in this dumb book. I don't know.
All right. Well, this one wasn't just not insightful. It was appalling, in my opinion. And yeah, that it probably contributed more directly to dangerous behavior and giving permission to that than any other one so far, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's always bad. At best, these are like, okay, they're never good. I don't know. Again, sometimes I worry that these chapters aren't going to be as good, but it's like, no, there's some shitty stuff in here to talk about for sure.
All right. You want to give we're a few minutes over. You want to give a really quick final thought and then we'll wrap up?
Again, if you have barcodes in your house, one, check to make sure they're UPC. And not just any other other kinds of barcodes are fine. If they are UPC, please go back in the video and find the address of the guy that gave the lecture and mail your barcoded products to that individual so that he can tell you how to best deal with them. Don't actually do that for legal reasons. That's a joke. Other than that, that's all I got.
All right. And if your spouse has more barcodes than you do, don't be jealous.
Don't get jealous. Right.
Night,
She's got the mark of the beast for sure. All right. Bye, everybody.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue, la casa de la bachata. La, 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 la casa del merengue. La, 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 y la casa de la bachata.